Welcome to the channel. This is Oblivion, and we are here with the Choose Your Legend 6 summoning session. And I can't believe it, it's been a long time, but we are finally here, one of the most exciting moments of the year. And for me, personally, my goals on this banner will be to get 2 Chroms and then 1 of each other unit. So hopefully we can do that. We'll see how good our luck is. We have about 300, I think we'll do about 300 orbs, but I always say that, and we always end up doing more, so we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay. I hit the wrong thing. Oh man. Okay, well, I'm an idiot and I hit the wrong banners. Now I have to choose which unit I want for free, because I don't think there's any way to back out of this. Maybe there is? I don't know. I'm pretty stupid. Maybe there's a way out of this, but I don't think there is once you actually go in. So I had a question asking who's your freebie going to be, and my plan was to pick whoever I didn't summon. But now I don't have that choice. So I think we're going to go with Chrom just because I wanted 2 Chroms anyway. So I was thinking about firing him for infantry speed tactic or whatever. Well, that is not a way to start a summoning session. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. This is why you don't summon at reset, when your brain doesn't work. Well, there's Chrom. It's a very good way to start a summoning session. Got a 5-star immediately, right? He does look really good. I don't really like his standard art, but this art looks really good right here. Anyways, so yeah, okay, well. Now here's the actual banner, which we were supposed to be summoning on. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Let's jump right in. We're just gonna do full circles, even though we already got Chrom, because I'm dumb. Anyway, so yeah, the question from Hiro Suzan, asking my freebie was, I was planning to get somebody else. I was just planning to get whoever I didn't pick up. Oh wow, it's a flame. Okay, that's one way to start a session. So technically we've gotten 2 5-stars back to back. That's cool. I don't think she has any actual fodder, right? So I'll probably just merge her. Yeah, I'll probably just merge her. Cool, cool, cool. I mean, or I could just use, actually I could just use 2 flames. That's probably smarter. I'm so completely caught off guard. This video is not going how it was planned to in the slightest. I'm just completely like baffled now. There's Jagan. Speaking of Jagans, I guess kind of. Our free unit is Geralt, and we did get a chance to check out his preference weapon as well as his stat line. He has a pretty solid stat line for a slower lance infantry, and he actually did get a preference weapon, which is essentially like a better version of Dwessel's lance. So he's going to get the inflict the attack and defense -6 on the foe and get a follow-up, which is solid, right? It's a pretty good effect. But then he's also going to have support. He's going to be able to inflict attack and defense -6 and panic on the foe with the highest attack and defense on the enemy team. And then all allies within 2, or all enemies within 2 spaces of that. So that's like actually really good because a lot of times you do want a panic effect, but you are reliant on having higher HP, right? Oh, what is going on? What is going on? Okay. Wow. Yeah, okay. I mean, these aren't focus units, but I don't really care, to be honest. Like, I really like Shinon. I know most people don't for some reason. Well, I can think of a reason or two, to be honest. But I like him a lot. I was thinking about merging him to +10, and then I just never did. I ended up just using him for like fodder, giving Deadeye to pretty much everybody. Well, that is quite the explosive start. Maybe IS is like giving me some pity because they feel bad that was so stupid. But yeah, so Geralt looks pretty strong, pretty good GHB. But I'm not going to go into like any super detailed analysis of him right now. I'm sure Phoenix Master will do that, and I mean he does look like a very good unit, but I'm like not ultra interested in building him because I have so many other Grail projects at the moment, like Boyd and Summer Alencia. So my focus is definitely just on this banner. So what we're going to do for this video is we're pretty much just going to answer questions the entire time, have some fun. We'll do some more fun questions and some like more serious questions. But I figured we might as well start with some CYL themed questions. So we actually had the same question asked by 2 different people. So we have it from Minam Le and Quinn, and they want to know, who do you plan on voting for in the next CYL, and who do I think will win in the next CYL? Okay, so who do I think will win in the next CYL? I could see it being like the Robins. I would see the Robins have a solid chance because now all the Awakening fans are finally done voting for Chrom. They've been pretty much voting for Chrom since like CYL 1 pretty much, so they can now convert their votes over to Robin possibly. So I could see that happening. If they split their votes, maybe like neither Robin will win. But I could see them like all just choosing like female Robin or something and getting her in. I could also see like Bernadetta or Dorothea possibly winning. I think that's a real option. For the male side, I could see like male Byleth winning or Felix. And this kind of goes to the second part of the question. For me, who am I going to be voting for? The answer isn't like absolutely complete, or absolutely sure, I should say. I typically just vote for like units I want to get representation. So I'll vote for like Nurgle and like Athos and stuff. But if Felix does not make it into Fire Emblem Heroes by the next CYL, and I mean a real Felix, not Christmas Felix. I want a real Felix, like a legit, like base version Felix. If he does not get in by CYL, I will be like campaigning for him pretty hard. And I'm not usually one to campaign for anything because I feel like you should just vote for whoever you want. And I still think that, but I will probably be campaigning for him pretty hard just because I want Felix in the game. He's one of my favorite Three Houses characters. It's pretty much like Dimitri, Petra, and Felix are like my top 3. So, and then Marianne's probably 4. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. So I really want him in the game. So I will be voting for Felix, and I'll probably be making a whole bunch of videos and like propaganda for Felix. I don't know if he'll actually be able to win. He was pretty close though this year. I think he got like 4th or 5th, so he wasn't that far off. And maybe some of the Three Houses characters will like take their votes over there. Who knows though? It could get split between like Bernadetta as well. Oh man. I'm kind of like still frazzled by the mess up summon in the beginning. It's completely caught me off guard. Anyway, let's do another question. So we have a question from Kang Frast, and they want to know if you could pick any collab for Fire Emblem Heroes to have, no matter how ridiculous, what series would you pick and what units would be on the banner? Okay, so this is a pretty easy one for me. I am a giant, massive One Piece fan. I love One Piece to a ridiculous extent. And so I would pick a One Piece collab, even though it would definitely not fit into Fire Emblem Heroes at all. I think it would be amazing. I would love it. I'd probably plus 10 every single unit on the entire banner instantly. Probably on the first banner. And I would probably, for the units, it would be like Luffy, Zoro, Robin. Have to have Robin. Jinbei. And then the GHB would be Crocodile. Right? You have to have like a villain. And Crocodile's my favorite villain from One Piece by far. So that's who I'd pick. Which would be pretty funny because it would be a pretty male-dominated banner, right? Which is pretty unusual in Fire Emblem Heroes. But if I'm being honest, and like there was a One Piece collab somehow in Fire Emblem Heroes, there's just like no way Nami wouldn't be on it, right? Like it would probably be Nami and Robin, just because they want to like sell, you know what I mean? And Nami and Robin can dress pretty scandalous, so I'm pretty sure it would do pretty well. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys want. Like, what kind of collab would you want in Fire Emblem Heroes if you had any chance? Like any game, any anime, anything. What would you put into the game? Because I think there's a lot of good options. I was also like considering like Zelda or Final Fantasy. Those would be like amazing. Imagine having like Cloud or like Auron or something in Fire Emblem Heroes would be pretty awesome. Okay, our luck has definitely slowed down a bit. Unfortunately, we didn't get... I wish those were like both Byleths. If those were both Byleths, that would have been amazing. So I do want to grab one of each unit, and because I messed up now, I need to get Byleth, Seliph, and Tiki. Like, I'm still going to summon blue because I do want another Chrom. But I definitely need those units for sure. I can spark one of them at least. I'll probably go to 2 sparks, I think. I'm not 100% sure yet. Okay, let's do another question. So we have a question from Satachi, another Fire Emblem Hero YouTuber, and makes some great videos. I really enjoy all of his Edelgard content. And they want to know, if you could plus 10 any unit for free, who would it be and why? Oh man. Like my meta self says like Duo Chrom or like Duo Thor or something like that. But honestly, I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably pick Harmonica Roy. And what is going on? You are not Chrom. Oh my gosh, we're getting pity broken. It's a good IV though. I will give you that, but that is not the unit I was hoping for. Not that 3.75 is like decent pity, but I don't really care about the pity. I was just hoping we get on banner units. Anyways, back to the question. So for me, even though I am a meta player, like I think that's pretty obvious. I whale for meta units all the time. I use meta units in like SD and stuff. I also just love my favorite units, right? Like that's the reason why I have a +10 dual Ike. It's not because dual Ike is the most powerful unit in the meta or anything like that. It's because he's Ike, right? I love Ike. Hey, Conway, nice. Pretty sure that's my first one, so we'll get some flowers off that. Yes, nice. Okay, do that. Okay, we had a little bit of lag, but we're back now. So back to the question. So for me, like this year has actually been pretty amazing just because we have gotten units, like good versions of my favorite characters, right? Like one of my biggest problems with Fire Emblem Heroes was that Joshua was such a like meh unit, for being honest, right? Like I saved a ton of orbs year one for Joshua because I knew he would show up, and then he became a free unit, and I still used him a lot, right? But then like he kind of fell off, and then his refine wasn't very good. And then we got Summer Joshua, but then he didn't have a preference weapon. So I was kind of just like sad that Joshua was so bad, right? And so when we got Ascended Joshua, I was just like so ridiculously happy. I can't even tell you how happy I was about that. So then when we got Roy, we finally got Harmonic Roy. It's done. The art is done by Wada, which is like a dream come true. Wada art is like my favorite, right? It's one of the reasons why I love Brave Roy so much. And so just being able to get Harmonic Roy to +10 for free would be like a really, really amazing feeling. I don't know if I'd actually spend orbs to +10 him. He is a very good unit. That's not the reason why. It's just because I have like so many other things I'm spending orbs on that I don't know if I want to like go that hard on a unit again, especially after just +10ing Duo Ike. So I probably wouldn't. But if I had any choice out of the whole game, I think I would choose Harmonic Roy. He just looks so good. Like his art's just so phenomenal. He's actually a really strong unit. Like every time I see that unit, I just get happy. So that's probably why I'd go with Harmonic Roy. There's a bar tray. Our luck has been kind of mixed, right? We're getting 5 stars, and they're not even terrible 5 stars by any means. But man, they sure aren't banner units. I would sure love a single banner unit before Sparks. I could like have some direction to choose. Oh, this sucks. Okay, anyway. Let's do another question. Let's do a question from Crosshair, and they want to know, is there any unit you've never been able to get that you really want? I don't think so. As a whale, I've pretty much picked up any unit I've ever wanted eventually. There are some units I want just for like Pokedex entries, right? Like, there's a Genny. Nice. Okay. I mean, she's actually really good. I use her in arenas all the time. But yeah, there's some units I want for my Pokedex entry. Like, I don't have some Gen 1 units like Bridal, Sheeta, and stuff like that. The only unit that I can think of that I want for like power reasons that I don't have is like Harmonic Sonia. And she's not like phenomenal, but she is very good. And I like her on certain like team layouts, so I would want her. But other than that, there's like no unit that I'm like been like trying to get forever that hasn't just shown up, right? I'll usually just like spend orbs until I get it. Which isn't a great you know, way to do things, but it is my way. I will say that I tried to get Ascended Celica, and she refused to come home. I ended up spending a lot more orbs on that banner than I ever wanted to, and I kind of regret it now because Brave Chrom having essentially a very similar skill a couple weeks later, like a month later, I guess. So it's kind of a waste of orbs, to be honest. Yes, let's go. Yes, okay, that makes me feel so much better. We have Seliph, so that means we don't have to worry about not getting him. He's plus speed minus resistance. That's like pretty much the perfect IV. Holy crap, let's go. I don't know if I need another Seliph. Like +1 would be pretty cool, but I don't think I need attack speed clash for anyone. It could be good on like Legendary Nana, but I don't think I'd sack him to Legendary Nana anyway. Okay, so we are 5 summons off, so let's keep going. Do we still do reds? I think we will. I'm kind of nervous about that. I don't want to like not get one of the units because I'm so stupid and messed up. Oh my god, I still can't believe I did that. I've never done that ever, and I've been playing this game for like 6 CYLs now. Anyway, let's do the next question. So we have a question from Tommy, and they want to know, do you think IS will ever release preference skills for the previous year's runners-up, maybe a form of a remix? The CYL confirms our suspicion that from now on, all of them will have 2 unique skills. If I'm being 100% realistic, I don't think they will. And the reason for that is because Intelligent Systems likes to make money. And whenever they hand out power outs, right, like through, or power ups, I should say, through refines or remixes, there's a chance that that unit like takes the place of a newer unit, right? Like it makes it so that you don't want newer units, right? Like the biggest example of this has to be Brave Hector, right? Brave Hector came out, he was meta defining, still is meta defining, and so people just didn't need other units. Like they didn't need as many other tanks or as many other save units. I guess we're doing reds. And so like it caused them to spend less, right? So I think they do refines just because they have set the precedent, and it's a nice way of like keeping players playing. But I don't think they'll ever do like re-refines, which is I guess another question. We have a we have a question from Moof asking, will we get re-refines? Realistically, I don't think we will, right? I don't think we'll ever get re-refines. I don't think we'll get remixes for the CYLs either. I would love for it to happen. I would love to be wrong. Like if I was wrong, I would be so ecstatic. But I just don't see them doing it because it's not a good way to make money, and that is kind of, you know, something they have to think about as a business. So even though I would really, really love some remixes, especially for Brave Roy, man. Brave Roy with the CYL preference skill would be really nice. That way he could, like, you know, dumpster Eliwood and people would stop calling him bad Eliwood. Okay, so we are here. We have Chrom. We have Seliph. So we are definitely going for Byleth here. 100% going for Byleth. Byleth seems extremely strong. I think it's either Chrom or Byleth who's the strongest unit on this banner. But I wouldn't be surprised if the other two somehow find a way to be like really good. Immediately after recording this video, I'm going to test this unit out. This is the first unit I'm going to test. We need to see exactly how her special works and how the damage reduction interacts with Deadeye. Because if Deadeye cannot penetrate her damage reduction, this unit becomes insanely more powerful, like ridiculously more powerful. So we will have to check that out. But yeah, so let's go on to another question as we're summoning. Let's see. So we're doing green for Tiki. Yeah. Do we want to keep doing blue and red? I still want one more Chrom, so we'll keep doing blue. Okay, so the next question is going to be from Propitious Critic. And what do you think about all the older units? Are they destined to die completely in the shadow of newer units? How can I say this? I do think that older units, for the most part, will, you know, they've already been power crept for the most part, and they will continue to be power crept. They'll get the refine, which is essentially their second life in the game, right? And then after that, they'll eventually fall off pretty much. Most units will. Some more unique supportive units that aren't reliant on stats will probably be able to continue being relevant in some ways. The thing is, right, is like when you think about units dying in this game, you have to ask yourself, like, in what context, right? Like, are you talking about meta-wise? Like, are these older units going to be meta-irrelevant? And the answer to that is probably yes to an extent. But are they going to be unusable? No, I don't think so, right? Like, none of the gameplay, none of the non-PvP gameplay is like very difficult in this game. You can pretty much beat every single Abyssal with all Gen 1 units. Like, it's not that hard, actually. And the reason for this is because of the skill inheritance system. The skill inheritance system is actually a massive blessing because it allows us to constantly update old units with small buffs, right? So when a new A skill comes out and it gives a little bit more stats, or it gives a new powerful effect, you can give that to an older unit and it equalizes them to a newer unit in that aspect, right? Not with their preference weapon, but with their actual skills. And because of that, Fire Emblem Heroes actually has some good longevity for some of the older units. You can keep updating them. It's not like, do I want to do reds? I think I kind of, I need to get Tiki. I'm only missing Tiki. That's not that bad, actually, now I think about it. But yeah, unlike other gacha games where some of the older units will just... What is going on? They're sane. Okay, we're just getting a random... We have gotten so many pity breaks in blue. He's neutral? Okay. I don't think he has any good fodder, does he? He has like a rally and speed defense catch. Flow refresh is okay. But yeah, like the thing with other gachas, right, is like you can have old units and they like just die out. Like they'll just never get any new life. They won't get an update. They won't get a remix or a refine or anything like that, right? And those units will just get kind of like dumpstered and like not be usable in the game. There are games like FGO where they do constant updates to units. Not constant, but they do consistent updates to units, right? And because of that, they can stay more relevant. But there's a lot of gachas that aren't like that as well. So I think Fire Emblem Heroes is in the middle, where there is a lot of power creep and units do become outdated. But that doesn't mean that they're completely useless, right? And I feel like if they do switch to a more PvE-friendly game mode, which I'm hoping that they do, that is the wrong Seliph, then older units will still be very usable, right? Like if we have, like let's say like a mode like Grand Conquest, right? Technically you're fighting other people's units, but it is PvE and it's very forgiving, so you can kind of just lose units, it's not a big deal. Then all those old units are still completely viable and usable. So I guess it's kind of like a like a maybe answer. I don't know. It's very situational. Okay, so we're doing colorless. Let's do green. We'll do Owl Circle. Okay. So hopefully that was enough to answer your question. Sorry, I kind of started ranting. There's Cecilia. Our next question is going to be from Diana. Oh, is this Rocket Gal? Oh, I think this is actually the Fate Tuber Rocket Gal. I didn't know that. Oh, thank you for the question. Who's your favorite unit to use that's considered bad or not meta? So, there's two answers. I'll go with the older answer first. I still like using Legendary Ike. I know that Legendary Ike did not get the best refine or best remix, and that people like to dumpster on him and make fun of him. But I love Legendary Ike. He is my favorite unit in the entire game. It has not changed since I got him. And so I still use him. I use him a lot. And the thing is that I have heavily invested into my Legendary Ike. He has max Dragon Flowers. He has a Ascended Floret. He has, you know, everything possible he can need. So he's actually a pretty good unit. I think a lot of people sleep on him and like think he's just terrible. But if you like speed stack him correctly and give him a good build, and some support helps too, he's actually a pretty powerful unit. Like I use him in Arena because he's a +10 Legendary. And he beats a lot of things. Like, he beats a lot of things. Like, he dumpsters Legendary Corrin. He dumpsters a lot of green units. He can survive, like, I said Legendary Corrin? I meant, yeah, Legendary Corrin and Duo Corrin. He can beat a lot of stuff. Like, I think people kind of underestimate how good he can actually be. So we just need Tiki now. I would like one more Chrom, though. So, oh, and the other answer, I forgot. The other answer is Altina, right? People like to laugh at Altina and say she's a bad unit or a bad mythic. And it's just, honestly, it's not true. Altina is the type of unit that you have to invest into. The more investment you give her, the more powerful she becomes. And the reason why that is because she's a Vantage unit. And the reason why the Vantage meta originally took off in Ether Raids in the beginning, right, was because Vantage units were easily, they were free to play mostly in 4 stars, right? So they were easily mergeable. So it was very easy to invest into them to get that attack stat high enough where they could actually kill things. And it's the same thing with Altina, but she's not free to play. You need to invest into her. You have to get her attack stat high. If her attack stat isn't high, then she's not going to perform her job well. Her entire job is based off pretty much her attack stat, right? Now, the other thing is that if you want to not use her with like Winter Burnie or something who can get her into Vantage range, then her bulk does matter to an extent. And that has become a little bit outdated, so she can't suffer there. But with Winter Burnie, you don't have to worry about that at all. So that's probably the best way to use her at the moment. And until she gets her remix, that's probably the way I will be using her. Once she gets her remix, she might become extremely powerful. I think people just forget how broken she actually was at one point and how good her weapon is. Like, if you still look at Altina's weapon to this day, right? Distant counter, dual phase Brave weapon is still very, very, very good. Like, is it as good as the best PRFs nowadays? No, but it's very up there. It's very powerful. And once it gets its refine, it's going to be really powerful again. So that's my Altina rant that I have to do once a week. It's I signed the contract when I summoned her. Come on, Tiki. If Tiki comes home, we're good. And then I guess I spark Chrom? If we can get Tiki, that would be very nice. That's not Turkey, that's Shurshi. Shurshi needs a Resplendent. I want a Shurshi Resplendent so badly. I want to make her have a speed build and give her speed IV. I think that would be really cool. But I'm waiting for a Resplendent. Okay, let's do another question. This one's going to be from Uluvar Kate. And they want to know who is by far your most annoying 5-star exclusive unit that you had a +10, whether they didn't show up during their summons or not. I still have Legendary Dimitri as my only 5-star exclusive +10, so I'm curious. Okay, so I have summoned a lot of 5-star exclusive +10s, and historically, the unit that has always messed me up, or I should say the character that has always been like hard to get, who has always played hard to get, is Ike. Ike, except for Brave Ike. Every other Ike has been so annoying to +10. My very first one was Legendary Ike. It took me like 2,400 orbs. I +10'd Amiya along the way, and I +9'd Summer Leo, who is just completely useless. Like that's like one of the most useless, weakest units in the entire game. So that was a complete like waste of orbs. He was just so difficult to get. It was really, really annoying. And then more recently this year, Duo Ike was really hard to +10 as well. It started off pretty well, but then I went into a dry spell when I went 600 orbs without getting a single copy of Duo Ike. Not a single copy. I didn't even get Young Mia's. Like I got like just complete other pity breakers. So that kind of sucked. So definitely those two, probably Legendary Ike and Duo Ike, were by far the hardest to +10. Trying to think if there's anyone else. I tried to +10 Legendary Roy on like his second or third banner, and instead I got a +10 Brave Ulm, so I guess I kind of failed on that one. Okay, let's keep doing some more questions. This question is from IC3Y2, and they want to know which units you regret not building and which units you abandoned building and was later relieved you did not build them. Okay, so a unit I regret not building is Nyla. I don't have her at like +10 or anything like that, but Nyla is such a cool unit, and I originally used her as my Null C tank in Ether Raids because I didn't want to fodder her because I liked her so much. And then after that, I kind of stopped using her, and I'm kind of sad because she did get a really, really, really good refine, and she's a really good unit now. Like, she's really powerful, OG Nyla. And I wish I would have invested more into her. I could invest more into her now. Like, there's nothing really stopping me. But there is like Hatari Nyla, who's kind of just not 100% better, but is mostly better. So it kind of like keeps me from doing it. I think. So yeah, I would say that. A unit that I started to build and I stopped immediately was Reeve. I started building Reeve because he's like a counter unit, right? Like he's good at like countering the units with extra movement and SD. And I just stopped. Like I think I got him to like +2 or +3 and I stopped. I just really don't like him as a character. Like I play a lot of Sacred Stone, so I really don't like Reeve. He's also just really ugly. And I was kind of just like not feeling him, so I was like, I don't really care. Like even if he is kind of like useful in the meta. And then we got Summer Thor, and Duo Thor's just way better than he is in every single way, pretty much. So I'm pretty happy that I did not finish building him. There is one unit though, another unit that I did build +10 and gave like really good fodder, which is Yen Fei, and I completely regret building him because even though he does score like okay in arena, he is completely useless. Like he can't do anything. There's not a single unit he can win a fight with. It's like really, really annoying. He just explodes. It's like pretty much everything. So definitely a big regret there. There's a lot of fodder I put on him. Also a lot of grails. Okay, I don't know why I'm still summoning red. I should probably stop summoning red. I'm like kind of low on orbs, aren't I? I was kind of like on autopilot. Where are we at? We're at 75 out of 80. We're at 91 orbs. Yeah. I didn't really want to go past the second spark either. But I do need Tiki. I could spark for Tiki. I kind of want to spark for Byleth though. Because Byleth, I think Byleth might be the best. Like I really want to use her. Hey Titania, she could use her Resplendent just for the stats, not for the art. Her art's phenomenal. Like anything Draw My Wada, I just love. Let's do the blue. I think we'll skip the reds here. Seliph is really good, but we got perfect IVs pretty much, so I don't really need the +1 that much. I feel like he's pretty good at +0 probably. There's Ileana. Okay, let's do another question from Undeg Eggmeister. And they want to know, if you were a cookie, what kind of cookie would you be? So I am a massive fan of mint. I love mint. It's like one of my favorite things. Whenever Christmas comes around, I buy like way too many peppermint like candy canes, right? And so when it comes to cookies, like I think the Girl Scout like Thin Mints, I love those cookies. So that's the kind of cookie I would be. Can we get Tiki? Can we get a clutch Tiki right here? Come on, clutch Tiki. Nope. Okay. I don't want to go to the third spark, but then I also want 2 Chroms, and I also want Tiki. Maybe I get Chrom here. Get Chrom here, and then I just spark Tiki and stop. Nope. Okay, what do I do here? I guess I just get Tiki here, right? That's the smarter thing to do, so I can stop summoning. I have 69 orbs. It's probably like a sign to stop, right? Or is that a sign to keep going? I'm not completely sure. I really want the extra Byleth though. I'm not lying. I also want the extra Chrom. Okay, I'm gonna have self-control. I'm gonna just grab Tiki here. And then if I decide to come back later, which I might, I could spark Chrom if I need to. I can't believe I messed up though. I mean, I guess it worked out because I didn't end up summoning Chrom, so I would have picked Chrom anyway, so I guess that works. There's Tiki. I do think she's going to be a very good unit. I just don't know where she's going to be used. She does seem very powerful. Okay, that is where we're going to call it for today. The summoning session went decently well. Like, I don't want to be complaining because I did get a lot of 5 stars, and they were pretty good, like, off pity 5 stars. But I do wish that they were, like, you know, on banner. That would have been a lot more nice. Either way, we did get all the units, so that is our major goal. And maybe we'll come back and try to get one more Chrom later on. But now I'd love to hear from you. How did your summoning session go if you summoned? Who did you end up sparking? And who did you free pick? Because I would really love to know, like, the statistics kind of, like, of what everyone is picking. Because I do think these units are, like, generally pretty strong and unique. It's not like other CYL years where like there's obviously a clear winner. I think that this one is a little bit more muddied and we'll have to see how they develop in the next like 5 to 6 months to really understand which one is the most powerful. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and keeps the content coming out. This has been Oblivion, and I'll catch you all later with more Farm Heroes.